I'm excited for this one, guys. Today we finally get to check out Injora's brand new brushless motor and ESC setup for our mini crawlers. I've been waiting forever to show you guys this. I've been running a prototype unit in old Black Betty here for a while, and the thing is great. So we're going to open this up. I'll show you what comes in the kit. I'll show you how to program it. It is programmable. Then we'll throw this one in old Black Betty and hit the course and the rocks to see how this does. I can't wait to show you guys this. So let's jump in, open this thing up, and check it out. Okay, let's open this thing up and check it out. So this kit comes with the brushless motor and the brushless ESC. This is still an early release model, so the final packaging might be a little bit different. Might also come with an instruction manual or not sure. Mine did not. What it does come with, like I mentioned, the motor and ESC. We get a number of different battery connectors here. We get a motor mount, some hardware. There is a pinion gear to put on here. Popping the ESC out. Here is our brushless ESC. This is a 30 amp brushless ESC capable of up to 2 or 3S. It's got an adjustable BEC output on it. You can actually use the power switch here. If you can see that, there are these two very small switches on here. You toggle back and forth and you can get either 6 volt or 7.4 volts here on the fly, which is pretty cool. Default plug on this is an XT30, which is a kind of a wonky plug, which is why I'm grateful that they gave us the extra connectors here. Now this will require the use of an external receiver. You've got your 3-pin connector here. This is going to plug into channel 2 of your external receiver. So this won't work for the stock TRX4M, for example, but will be compatible with the later versions of the Axial SCX24 and the first generation SCX24s, anything that has that throttle input on the ESC receiver combo. From a size perspective, it's a nice compact size, a little chunky for aftermarket ESCs. If we look at it compared to the stock Traxxas unit here, it's about half the size when you look at the overall mass. So it is still a nice compact footprint here in your build. I mentioned that it is programmable, so you do get this little programmer here. You're going to need a PC to utilize the programming functionality of this, but I'll get into this more in depth later. Let's take a look at the motor. Here's the motor here. The Purple Viper. This is a 3600 kV sensorless Outrunner brushless motor. Small and compact, similar size to the FuriTech Micro Komodo. A little bit more of an elongated barrel shape here. Overall, very small motor, small footprint, compact design, very light as well. The purple anodizing on it, the Viper logo, nice looking motor here. Mentioned that it does come with a motor mount and the hardware. See the pre-production one bolted straight up to the TRX4M transmission, no issues whatsoever. Super simple installation. So I'm hoping this swap's going to be really simple. So why don't we get into the programming of this motor and ESC, and then we'll make the swap in the build and try it out. Alright, let's program this thing. You will need your own Type-C cable. It is not supplied with the kit. So we got one here. We're going to plug this into the computer. Then we're going to plug in the programmer, which goes into the ESC. You need to power the system up with a battery, and then we should be off to the races. Single red light, that's what we want. Okay, so this step 2 is to connect the motor to the ESC, then connect the battery to the ESC. Now we're going to turn on the system. Got our green light. Once we've got power, now we're going to plug this into the programmer. So we're going to take our 3-pin connector. It's going to go into programmer here. Looks like the black wire goes on the side closest to the red light. Now it says we install the file that we downloaded here. Oh, our screenshots are in Chinese. I'm assuming that means I can close the installer. Open the application's serial port connector. We have in all kinds of warnings and flags and everything in here. Okay, here we are. So we're in the multi-ESC config tool. If you've seen my Mofo RC Rockwolf video, this is a very similar interface to the Rockwolf programming setup here. Check the box next to option Direct Connect. Okay, connect. Alright guys, we're in business now. So what I had to do is I had to get a different Type C cable. It was not working with the previous cable that I was working with. So now we should be in business. So you click this direct connect button. You're going to select any one of these numbers down here, whatever it comes up, and you're going to connect. Now we are connected. Cool. We're in business now. So it says the kV must match the motor that you're installing this with. So we've got 3620 kV. So it looks like we're pre-programmed for the most part for the new motor. 3600 is the kV on the new purple motor. 3620 is the kV. Should be good to go. So here you can see our options: reverse rotation, stall protection, all this good stuff. So that's the initial setup. It looks like ours came set up right from the factory, but you might want to load this tool just to make sure that you're good to go. Let's see what else is in here. Here's our input. So if we go to input, now we've got some customization by the looks of it. Alright guys, so I thought there were settings to adjust our drag brake and things like that in here, but I guess there isn't. So I think I've got the settings all set to what Injora recommends for their motor combo. So I'm going to throw this in the truck and then we're going to run it and see how it does. Okay, here we are installed in the build. Very simple installation, bolted straight up to the TRX4M transmission with no issues whatsoever. I am running the crawler gears in here, steel Injora crawler gears. To put that pinion gear on, you will need a very tiny hex driver, a 0.9mm hex driver. So make sure you got that handy. The motor fits great in there, looks awesome, small and compact, forward facing. I love the Outrunner style, the way that thing spins. Super cool. ESC, mounted it right here in the back. Doesn't take up hardly any room at all, especially compared to the stock Traxxas one like we looked at earlier. Pair this with my RadioLink RC8X mini receiver here. The combination fits perfectly on that tray. For my power button here, just kind of stuck it, used some double-sided tape, stuck it on the side of the chassis in front of my rear shock. Should give it a nice clean look here. Wires are a little bit jumbled, but you won't see it with the body on here. So we did program it. It is pretty much set to go. So let's toss a battery in and fire this thing up. Alright guys, so you might notice the truck looks a little bit different here for our first run. And that's because I actually had trouble with the ESC. I couldn't get it to work properly. I was troubleshooting this with Injora back and forth, back and forth. They've been excellent to work with to try and diagnose this thing, but we've exhausted all of our options, and they told me to just go ahead and finish the video using the prototype ESC that I got a couple months ago, which is still working perfectly fine. So that's what we've got here. Here's our first run. Check out the slow crawl on this. Look at it. Virtually silent. Makes next to no noise whatsoever. Very smooth. That Outrunner spinning in there. Super, super smooth power delivery. Very, very linear. No abruptness. You see that going through the power curve. It's as smooth as you can pull the trigger. It's got plenty of pep. We'll do some speed tests in a minute. So impressed with the operation of this thing for $60. This is a powerhouse combination here. So much value in this setup. Alright, now that we got it working, let's do some speed comparisons. I'll show you how this stacks up against a couple of different motors, and then we're going to crawl with it and I'll show you how it does on the rocks. For our initial speed test, we've got the Gila Monster TRX4M running the FuriTech Micro Komodo on 2S with the low gear set. And again, we have Black Betty here running the Injora setup, also on the same gear set, both on 2S here. Let's see how these go speed-wise. Injora, holy cow! For this next one, let's look at the TRX4M Tarantula build running the 370 Injora motor and transmission kit. Now these are both on the same radio, so I can't do them both at the same time. So I'm going to overlay them here and see if we can judge speed. So here goes the Tarantula. Now here goes Black Betty. Gosh, that Injora motor is a rocket ship. On the indoor course with Black Betty, figured we'd do this first and then go hit the rocks. I am super impressed with this motor and ESC combo, guys. I've been running this for a number of months now, having a blast with it. I've teased it on the channel a number of times, and I'm so excited to get to show you guys finally this great kit from Injora. What we've been waiting for. This thing is buttery smooth. I can't get over how quiet it is. It's just so quiet. Black Betty's suspension system's a little jacked up here, so don't hate the performance here because my chassis is a little bit wonky. I put new shocks on it and I haven't dialed them in. We get that green glow in there from the power button. I gotta be careful when I get pinched like this because this thing has so much power. It will break components for sure. Parts breaking power in this thing now. Can I escape? Oh, I don't. Oh, maybe. Let's see. We did. I tore my body off in the back. Clean run up the canyon there. Black Betty's heavy, running those brass Enduro wheels and Proline Trepidor tires. The Mias axles, we got tons of steering range on this. You can see that Outrunner motor spinning up in there. Love that style. One thing I am noticing is that with the prototype setup, the prototype motor, I am running the production motor in this. The prototype motor, I would get cogging in those difficult situations, like when I was pinched back there. I would get cogging pretty severely when it was under load. Now, that was one of the things I did communicate to Injora during my testing. This new production model, even though I'm running the test unit ESC, the motor seems to be much more linear and have a better feel to it. Gosh, this steering on this thing, this is going to be tricky. I don't know if we're going to be able to make this. We'll see. Oh! So now I can creep it as slow as I need to go here. There it goes. We pushed it right to the edge. Nice. That's really where the brushless wins over so many other combinations. It's just the control when you need it the most is unmatched. Crazy lift here. Also, gotta be mindful of the wheel speed. It has all the wheel speed it could ever need too. One more try. I don't want to spend too much time on here because I want to go out and hit the rocks and show you guys how it does on the real terrain. Oh yeah. So I definitely have my work cut out for me to sort out this chassis, but boy, is this motor and ESC combination smooth. It's been a while since I've run it. I've just been kind of waiting for the green light from Injora to put this video out. So I'm like halfway learning it all over again, but still so impressed. Alright, one more spin up the canyon and then we'll go hit the rocks. Alright, it does great on that for sure. What was that? Oh no! Spoke too soon. Got trigger happy on that one. Power got away from me there. Alright, let's go hit the rocks with it. Out here at the gravel pit with the Black Betty brushless setup. Wanted to get out to crawler heaven for you guys, but just didn't have the time today, and I got to get this video out. So we're going to head up the washout, one of our favorite spots here, and see if I can stress this thing out to give you guys a good idea of how it performs out here in the real world. And very quiet, very smooth, still running 2S. It's windy out today, hopefully the audio is okay on this. So happy to be able to feature Black Betty again. I haven't done much with this truck because the motor's been on the DL, but now we can start running it again. I got pretty pinched up there and didn't see any cogging, which is good. That's one of the things that I'm really looking out for today. God, the steering angle on those axles is ridiculous. I know we aren't doing a video on the axles, but those things are crazy. Whoa! That wheel speed. I was hung up there bad. This thing hooked and shot me right off there like a slingshot. It's got so much power to bump over obstacles like that. Boy, it's so windy down here today. I'm in this ravine, hoping it would block the wind, but I don't know. So smooth, look at that. Be a tough one because up through these rocks here in between here. There we go. Oh, nice. Oh, what a line. I am so pumped I got that on camera, man. That was a battle. This thing's got it, man. What a great setup. I'm really happy with this. Injora knocked it out of the park with this initial brushless motor and ESC combination. The performance that you get out of this thing for 60 bucks is just outrageous. The motor has tons of torque, super smooth, and all the power you would ever want on the top end. That ESC delivers buttery smooth control with near silent operation. Just super impressive what they've done with this package here. Now it is unfortunate we did have a little hiccup with our ESC. I'm grateful for Injora's support, and I will be doing some longer term testing when I get the replacement. I may or may not have some new brushless motor options from Injora to test also. But nonetheless, I think this is an excellent upgrade from Injora. I love to see more options in the brushless motor segment for our mini crawlers, and the way this thing is priced and the performance that it puts out, this is a shot across the bow at other manufacturers. Now this currently is only available for the TRX4M. Hopefully they release it for more mini crawler options. It should work for the Red Cat Ascent 18 as well, and we can give that a try in future videos too. But I will put the link for this down in the description below, and remember you can save 5% on all things at Injora.com using my discount code. And guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of this motor combo? And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.